Hi, everyone. Welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. Grab some yoga props like 2 blocks, a strap, a blanket, and a pillow. And my name is Michelle Chua. Please find a comfortable seat that works for you. Maybe sitting up on a folded blanket so that you can elevate your pelvis and drop the knees open more easily if you're sitting cross-legged. So I thought we'd do specifically a 7 chakra tune-up sort of practice today. I practiced this morning my own meditation of gratitude through the 7 chakras, and I thought I'd share that with you at the end today for a guided meditation. So let's prepare the physical body. Here's a little bit of information from Anodea Judith, PhD, in her book, Wheels of Life. Chakras are organizing centers for the reception, assimilation, and transmission of life energies. Our chakras, as core centers, form the coordinating network of our complicated mind-body system. From instinctual behavior to consciously planned strategies, from emotions to artistic creations, the chakras are the master programs that govern our life, loves, learning, and illumination. And the body is a vehicle for consciousness, of consciousness. Chakras are the wheels of life that carry this vehicle about through its trials, tribulations, and transformations. So let's begin with the body, checking in. Sit in a way that you can be still and grounded. Maybe close your eyes and begin to scan your own physical body, slowly paying attention to whatever sensations are giving you information. Then bring your awareness to the breath without changing it. As you sense the way that your body is breathing, notice how you feel energetically. Notice the energy of your mind and your emotional state. We can work with promoting the well-being of our chakras or energy centers from the outside in, starting with physical movement, physical poses, and from the inside out through meditation, adjusting our mindset. So we'll do both today. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling slowly through your nose. And just as slowly out through your mouth. Are you feeling grounded today or this moment? Are you feeling kind of restless in mind or body? As you become more aware of that, clarify how you can welcome a state of balance, a state of well-being. Setting your intention for your practice. And then let's think about the greater collective as well. Call to mind someone that you care about, a group of beings that you would like to extend loving kindness to, a community. And consider dedicating this practice to them. And let's start to activate the throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra, using our voices, stepping into the power of your own voice, chanting 3 times the sound Om, sound of our interconnectedness, honoring a silence after each Om. Let's take a deep breath in. Start to slow and balance the breath with the lips closed, beginning to warm up the body. Invite balance to the mind and body, and steady your attention on the present moment through sound. So closing your lips, let's breathe in through the nose, just as slowly as you breathe out through the nose. At the same time, softly narrow or constrict the back of your throat. Invite a very soft, gentle, smooth whispering sound as you breathe. Allow your belly, lungs, rib cage to gently expand. And then feel the muscles between your ribs soften. The belly softens towards the spine. As you listen to the rise and fall of your own breath, this is the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing. Keep the sound going as steadily as you can. And let's make our way to the top of the mat. Set your blocks in front of the mat. You come to stand in mountain pose. Here is a grounding position to help connect to your root energy center at the base of your spine, Muladhara chakra. So as you spread your toes, separating your feet hips width apart, root down firmly through the four corners of each foot, the inner heels, the outer heels, the big toe mounds, the pinky toe mounds. Pressing down, feel the activation of the front muscles of your thighs. Standing a little taller, draw your tailbone downward towards the earth between your heels. Lift your back ribs, draw the front of your shoulders slightly back and down, and lift up through the back of your neck, back of your skull. And as your palms are facing forward by your sides, listen into 3 more breaths here in mountain pose, Tadasana. And now let's begin to move slowly to the pace of your breath. Another way of grounding is through the sun salutations, as well as we're energizing our bodies and building heat through the sun salutations. You're also helping to strengthen your solar plexus energy center, Manipura chakra, that of the fire within. So on an inhale, circle your arms overhead. Watch your palms touch in salutation. We're greeting the sun, this great source of energy. And as you exhale, bend your knees and bow with a flat back. Press your fingertips into the blocks or the floor. Inhale, stretch the crown of your head forward. Exhale, bow over your legs. Press to your feet. Inhale, circle your arms overhead, rising up again, palms meet in salutation. And as you bring your hands in prayer to your heart center, acknowledging the sun within, the source within. Let's take it further to sun salutation C. This time, sweep your arms forward, roll your shoulders behind your ears and down. Find a little back bend as you look up. Exhale, bow over your legs, place your fingertips outside your feet. Inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge and look up. Hold your breath and walk into plank pose. As you exhale, first lower your knees, then your chest and chin, sticking your tailbone up, hug the elbows close. Inhale, slide your belly and legs to the floor and roll the shoulders back to cobra. Exhale, press up to downward facing duck. Inhale, step your left foot forward beside your left thumb. Lower your back knee, look up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Find a little back bend as you rise to stand. Exhale, join your hands at your heart. One more for side 2, Surya Namaskar C. Inhale your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, step the right knee back, Anjaneyasana. Hold the breath and step to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide to the floor, coil the chest up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lift your hips back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your right foot forward, lower your back knee, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, step left foot forward and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead and coil your chest up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale your hands to your heart, Padasana. Let's move on to Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, circle your arms apart. Join the palms again at the top. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your blocks or the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Step into plank pose. As you exhale, glide forward, firm in the belly, long spine. Raise your elbows towards your ribs in Chaturanga Dandasana. Then lower into Cobra or flip your toes into Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, lift your hips, Downward Facing Dog. Let's take about 5 breaths here. And if you need to move around on your own, take a moment to loosen up. This might be pedaling your feet in place, swiveling the hips left and right, shaking and nodding the head if needed. Long, even breaths. We're going to take it through 2 more sun salutation A's. With bent knees, look forward of your hands, then empty your breath before walking or floating to the front of your mat. Once there, press the ground or blocks, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Root down to your feet. Inhale, circle your arms, rise up. Exhale your hands to meet at your heart. 2 more to the breath. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Walk or float into Chaturanga Dandasana. Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lifting your hips back, hold still for 3 breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Landing your gaze on one spot. Steady your drishti. When you hear the end of your 3rd breath, walk or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Uttanasana. Then inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale again, Uttanasana. Rooting down, inhale, rise. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to your heart, Padasana. Once more, breathe in. Breathe out and fold. Breathe in, lengthen. Walk or float back. Finishing through your vinyasa on your own. Let's meet in Downward Facing Dog for a few breaths. Now we're going to stoke the fire just a bit more, activating Manipura chakra, as this is the yang portion, the active portion of our yoga practice. So inhale, raise your right leg behind you. As you keep your shoulders even in height, exhale, cross the right knee to touch your left elbow or tricep, stacking the shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, raise the right leg back. Exhale, hug the knee outside the right upper arm, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the right leg back. Stay here and exhale, bend the knee and rotate your thigh open so the knee might point towards the sky. And either allow a few breaths here, or if you've got no shoulder injuries, begin to flip it over into Wild Thing. Stepping the ball of your right foot on the ground outside the left edge of your mat as you bend the right knee. Keeping your left leg straight as you lift your hips towards the sky. Dropping your head back as you press the left shoulder blade towards the middle of your upper back. 2 more breaths in whatever version you're in. Then slowly step your right foot to the front and center of your mat. Spin the left heel down, Warrior 2. Inhale, cartwheel your arms apart. Aligning your right heel to the arch of your left foot. Steady your drishti, your gaze on one spot, just past the right hand. But a few more breaths here. Warrior two, a grounding posture, strengthening root energy, Muladhara chakra. Flip the right palm to face the sky. Inhale, peaceful warrior towards the back of your mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, raise your left leg back. Keep your two shoulders even, and exhale, cross that knee to the outside of your right elbow or upper arm, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale, hug the knee outside your left upper arm, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the left leg back. This time, bend the left knee and rotate the thigh open at the hip. Stay here, tacking the right hip back, or flip it over into wild thing. Pressing the right shoulder blade down towards the center of your upper back. Bending the left knee, right leg is straight, sweeping the left arm overhead. Couple more breaths. Begin to step your left foot to the front and center of your mat. Aligning left heel to arch of right foot, cartwheel your arms into Virabhadrasana 2. Right away, land your eyes on one spot. Feel into your body breathing, balanced, calm, grounded. Flip your left palm to face up. Inhale, peaceful warrior towards the back of your mat. Rising up to stand, step your back foot to the top of your mat. Since this is a short flow, I'm gonna eliminate extra movements here. So let's come to stand in mountain pose and let's play with some balance in tree. Join your hands together at your heart and set your eyes on one spot. Tune into your breath. Establish a feeling of balance with the breath, your eyes, your mental focus. Then shift your weight onto your left foot and turn out your right thigh at the hip. Hug the inside of your left ankle, calf, or thigh. Rolling the right sitting bone downward towards your inner left heel. Press into the four corners of your left foot. Press down through them and lift up from your tailbone to your crown. A few more breaths. You might explore raising your arms up if your balance feels pretty steady. Maybe hands together or apart. Vrikshasana. So we've also been practicing hip opening poses where the thigh is turned out at the hip, like here. And this targets the area of sacral energy, Svadhisthana chakra. Your ability to use your emotions as guiding tools. Your ability to flow with ease and grace, physically and through life. Join your hands at your heart. Take a deep breath. Exhale the right foot down. Pause here. Then shift your weight onto your right foot. Establish that sense of inner balance before you go any further. Then rotate your left thigh externally and hug the sole of your left foot against your inner right ankle, calf, or thigh. Roll your left sitting bone downward towards your inner right heel, and then press into the earth through the four corners of your right foot, lifting from your tailbone up to your crown. Maybe explore variations of your arms. Calm, even breathing. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Think of the resilience of trees. Many have been around much longer than we have. Their ability to flow as the wind moves them, stay rooted deeply below the surface of the earth. These are the qualities of Muladhara chakra. Take another deep breath. Join your hands together at your heart and step your left foot down. Pause, maybe close your eyes. Allow a few breaths here to listen inward. These moments of pause and reflection strengthen the power of your inner guidance, which is activating your third eye center, Ajna chakra. Come back to the top of the mat. Bring your feet together to touch. Bend your knees together to touch. Sit into chair pose, and let's take a few breaths. Extending your arms forward with your palms face up. Slowly lower your pelvis to the ground and sit. Separating your feet, hips distance apart, parallel. Let's prepare for back bending in bridge pose, in which you may want to grab a block and hug the skinniest width between your knees and thighs to add stability for your lower back. Press down through the four corners of each foot. A little more stoking of the inner fire or Manipura chakra. Extend the arms forward and very slowly as you breathe, lower onto your back. Maybe it takes 3 breaths, 5 more. When your head lands on the floor, bring your arms close to your sides to help locate your feet. Slide your heels back until you could almost touch them with your fingertips, but not. Hug into the block firmly, press into the ground through your feet and through the backs of your shoulders. Let's prepare for 2 back bends. We'll start in bridge. When you're ready, lift your pelvis up, stretch the front of your thigh bones forward, activate your hamstrings by not moving your feet, but energetically dragging the heels towards the glutes, just creating that feeling internally. Walk your upper arms closer together under your back ribs. If your arms can stay straight here and your hands meet, you might interlace your fingers. Give yourself at least 4 more breaths before you slowly lower your spine on an exhale. Tilting your chin back, slightly open your throat. Feel the breath expand into your lungs. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. Often called a heart opening posture as you're lifting the heart center, Anahata chakra. And this posture encourages deeper breaths. The lungs are an important organ of the heart center, not only the heart organ. When you're ready, use an exhale to carefully kiss the earth, 1 vertebra at a time, tailbone last. When your pelvis meets the ground, just stay there for a moment. 3 breaths. Notice how you feel. Let's put the block aside and we'll take 1 more active back bend in Dhanurasana or bound locust pose. So roll over onto your stomach and lie face down. If you have any lower back issues, you may want to keep your feet flat on the ground, no wider than hips width apart. And take bound locust, Shalabhasana, in which you interlace the fingers behind your lower back or hold a strap between your hands. And from here, pressing all your toenails into the earth, you'll coil the chest up and hold for 5 to 10 breaths. This is our last active back bend. For those of you that are free of lower back injury and want to take it a little further, bend your knees, catch your feet, kick your feet back as you pull them towards you. Playing your knees no wider apart than hips distance, coil your chest up to bow pose. 5 to 10 breaths, your count. When you're done, you might cross your forearms underneath your forehead and windshield wiper your shins side to side for a few breaths. Inhaling through your nose, filling up your belly, helping to stimulate Agni, digestive fire. And as you exhale through the mouth, sigh it out, make any sound that you like, vocalizing, chanting Om if you like. Feeling the vibration of your voice, keeping Vishuddha chakra strong, And from here, let's slide into child's pose, bringing the inner edges of your feet to touch, knees together or apart, forehead on the ground or on a prop, placing your arms wherever you like. We won't be here for too long, maybe about 10 breaths. Soften your shoulders back. Welcome space in your neck. Feel your pelvis become heavier and heavier as your sitting bones reach for your feet, offering space in your lower back. All of your spine lengthening, forward through the crown, back through the tailbone. Those of you needing a bit more of a stretch to the back, extend the arms straight forward and press the palms into the earth as if you're pushing the mat away from your head. A few more breaths here in Balasana. Then start to rise onto all fours, your hands and your knees. Parallel your shins apart and step your knees a couple inches behind your hips with your wrists under your shoulders. Let's come into a spinal twist, opening the upper back. Thread the needle. On an inhale, raise your right arm up high. Exhale, thread that arm under your left bent elbow. Place the right side of your head all the way down. If it doesn't meet the ground comfortably, take a block or pillow and place it under your head, making sure your neck is relaxed. Flare your left elbow towards the sky as you come high onto your left fingertips. Send your left hip back and try to even out the height of your two hips so that you're not twisting at your pelvis, but you are turning your rib cage. Send the shoulder blades down your back ribs as they splay apart, breathing into that space between them and up through the sides of your neck, the tops of your shoulders. Let's stay another 10 full breaths here. When you finish your 10th exhale, take your time rising up to hands and knees. And take 3 rounds of cat-cow, maybe even stretching your inner wrists by turning out your hands. Breathing in as you glide your chest through your upper arms, then roll your shoulders back and down. Breathing out as you contract your abdomen, dropping your head and tucking your tailbone downward. Rebalance. Nice and slow to the breath. And when you finish your 3rd cat-cow, let's prepare for side 2, inhaling as you raise your left arm up high. And exhaling as you thread it under your right bent elbow. Rest the left side of your head all the way down, using a block or a pillow, if that helps to relax your neck. Flare your right elbow towards the sky. Come up onto your right fingertips. And notice if your hips are swaying to the right. If so, tack the right hip back and try to feel a balance of both hips. Continuing to turn your chest. Send the shoulders down the back. And then feel into where your body is asking for your breath and attention. Visualize those areas as you breathe 10 more rounds. So these energy centers are not only at the front of the body, although I talk about the front of the body like the heart center or the throat, because it's an easy reference point. And they're not only physiological, they're what my own yoga psychology teacher says, intersection of physiology and psychology. So the heart center, you can also picture it between the shoulder blades, the back side of your body. When you finish at your own pace, counting 10 deep breaths, slowly rise again to all fours. And please take again 3 more slow rounds of cat-cow, placing your hands in any way that you like. If you want to give your outer wrists a stretch, you can make a fist bump out of your hands and lean the backs of your fists into the ground, flaring your elbows apart, and maybe taking cat-cow like this. And then as you come to sit, give your arms a little shake, your hands a little shake, loosen up into the shoulders. Maybe the head wants to gently, organically move. And we're gonna set up for another twist, and this is gonna be restorative with a pillow or more than that. So start by grabbing your pillow and placing it down the midline of your mat towards the front edge. Have a couple of blocks and a blanket nearby in case you'll want to use more props. Then sit down at the back edge of that pillow towards the center of your mat so that your right hip is flush against the pillow. Extend both of your legs to the left wall. Keep your right leg where it is and slide your left leg to the back wall, creating a capital L shape out of your legs. Then frame the pillow on left and right sides with your 2 hands on the floor and turn your chest completely to face the front edge of your mat, adjusting your pelvis and legs so that you can do so comfortably and fully. You might swivel the right hip further back, though it's still touching the pillow. You might bend the knees so the legs don't feel rigid. Then as you're ready, begin to lower your belly onto the pillow. If it feels too far down, here are a few things you could do. Place a block or 2 underneath the front edge of the pillow, creating an incline so the pillow descends towards your hips. You could place a blanket over the pillow or double up on the pillows and make them thicker. You might even place a block or a folded blanket under your forehead if you choose to lie face down. Otherwise, you can turn your head to one side. If you turn it to the right, you're deepening that twist up to your cervical spine too. Just remember how you're positioning your head so that you can do the opposite when we practice the twist on side 2. And once you've situated yourself where you can be comfortable enough to be still, and let's begin to count. 10 slow, spacious breaths. Listen to the quality of your breath. Take your time to finish your 10 breaths at your pace. When you do finish, take your time to transition out of the pose. Leave your props where they are and slowly lift your torso upright, rising to sit with both legs extended towards the rear edge of your mat, sitting in stick pose, Dandasana. Allow a few breaths here to just let your spine unravel from the twist, to feel into how your body is speaking to you here, to notice any shift in your breath or energy. Spinal twists help to clear blockages through many of the 7 main energy centers, which sit from the crown of your head to the base of your spine and in between. Also helps to get things moving in your digestion, release tension along the back, especially the lower back. Then when you're ready to set it for side 2, keep your right leg where it is, facing the back of the mat. Slide your left leg towards the right wall. Create an L shape out of your legs with your left hip flush against the back edge of the pillow. Then frame the pillow on left and right sides with your 2 hands on the floor, and turn your chest completely to face the front edge of your mat, adjusting your pelvis and legs so that you can do so comfortably. Swiveling the left hip back, bending the knees, and begin to lower your torso, adjusting the props, adjusting your head to a different direction if needed. And once you've found a comfortable enough position to be still in, be still and start to count slowly. 10 deep breaths. This yin and restorative portion of our physical yoga practice does not only serve as a cool down from the heat we build in the active portion of vinyasa flow, but it's also a transition to mindfully be still, to help us sit with awareness for meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool for all of the 7 main energy centers, specifically a meditation like what we'll practice today, which will guide you through the 7 centers. But it's generally a powerful practice to use regularly to activate your crown, Sahasrara chakra, your brow or third eye center, Ajna chakra, and basically the upper chakras that are not so physically oriented, like the throat, the heart. When you finish your 10 breaths, take your time pressing into the ground, slowly rising up. This time sitting for Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, where you bring your feet together to touch, heels as close to your pelvis as you comfortably can sit tall. And notice if your back wants to round, if there's tightness in your hip flexors here, your knees might be lifting high and that can be uncomfortable to stay in for a while, then you may find it helpful to sit up on a folded blanket, elevating your sitting bones as much as you need so the knees can drop down with more ease and the spine can lift up with more ease. Take hold of your big toes or your outer feet, and if they feel like they're too low to reach, grab a strap and place it around your outer feet as an extension of your arms. Then press down firmly through your left and right sitting bones. As you breathe in, imagine lifting up energy from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Keep lifting, roll the shoulders back and down. And as you breathe out, firm in the belly slightly and begin to hinge just a little bit from your hips. Pause, breathe in, root the pelvis down, lift up energy from the base to the crown. Shoulders back and down, belly firming in, exhale, fold another little bit. You might also walk the hands forward on blocks or the floor. Let's continue for 10 more deep breaths, folding in to the point where you can still keep the Shuddha, your throat energy center, open, not closing it off physically. Breath is flowing easily. So this is a physical posture that can feel grounding as well, especially as we bow. A lot of the bowing postures can bring that quality of grounding, as it also helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest relaxation response. This in particular, as we're turning out the thighs, is a hip opener, often called a hip opener. So we get into the root energy center, Muladhara, and the sacral energy center, Svadhisthana. Sometimes in yoga, people say they start crying and they don't know why when they're in a hip opening pose like this or a single pigeon. Svadhisthana chakra, sacral energy, is much about our emotions and how we relate to our emotions. And its health partially depends on our ability to strengthen emotional intelligence, to deal with difficult emotions in mindful ways, to use our emotions to help us become aware of things that we need to address within ourselves for healing, for growth, for wellness. As you press your hips downward, firming the belly in so the spine can stay long, press your fingertips into the ground or blocks and begin to lift your chest. Inhaling, slowly rise up. Stretch the legs forward and we'll come into one more seated forward fold, which is Paschimottanasana. So you may continue sitting on a blanket if that helps you to sit tall. You might choose to use a strap and place it around the balls of your feet. If you do, give yourself enough slack in the strap so that you're able to drop the shoulders back and down and keep this little lift in the chest, in the sternum, this openness at the throat. Some of you might crawl your hands down the backs of your legs instead and eventually clasp your big toes with your peace fingers. Just as long as it doesn't close off the throat, close off the chest. So press your sitting bones down, flex your feet, and press forward through the insteps of your feet, slightly internally rotating your thighs. Hug your outer hips towards your spine and lift the spine as you press the hips down, breathing in. As you exhale, imagine you're trying to keep a flat back with a slight lift in the chest. So a little back bend, start to bow forward, hugging your belly towards your back. Inhaling as you root down and lengthen the spine. Exhaling as you continue to bow. Let's continue for 10 more breaths. There's 7 main energy centers or chakras, and there are more than 7, but these are large ones because they are the intersection of several channels of energy. They affect everything about our well-being, and all that we take in through our senses affect the well-being of our chakras. Just like the mind and body affect each other all the time. What you ingest through the news and what you read, all that you take in through the mind affects you physically. You could lose your appetite when you see something that's disturbing, or vice versa. And yoga reminds us that nothing is separate. So as we inform our wellness practices with such systems as the chakras, then we have yet another angle to strengthen our ability to connect with our own well-being. Take your time. Start to lift from your chest. Press your pelvis down. And inhale to rise. Let's find a comfortable inversion that you can comfortably be still in. So if you have a wall, you might take legs up the wall pose. Slide your glutes right up against the wall with the legs on it. If you don't have a wall, this is not a wall, so I don't have one. You could lie on your back and take a block or pillow and step your feet on the ground, lift the hips, and place that prop under your sacrum, and then lift the legs up. And you don't have to place anything under your sacrum. You can simply lift the legs up. That's also a cooling inversion. This just gives a little more lift to encourage circulation as well as digestion. And these kinds of inversions, like legs up the wall and supported shoulder stand, like I'm practicing, also help to calm the mind and body. Let's begin to breathe out a little longer than we breathe in, using breathing technique, which is a practice of activating heart energy, Anahata Chakra, to slow down the mind, to relax the body further. I'll count to 5 as you breathe into your nose. Fill up the belly with a breath. And as you breathe out, I'll count to 7. The belly sink. Here we go. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 7. And then let it go. Let your breath just flow on its own, trusting the efficiency and intelligence of your human body. Start to make your way down. If you're at the wall, you might bend your knees into your chest and roll over to one side and just pause in a fetal position for a few breaths. Not lifting your head up too quickly after being in an inversion. Otherwise, remove any prop that's under your body. Then you might draw your bent knees into your chest. Maybe take a happy baby or rock side to side gently. And give yourself maybe 5 breaths to slowly make your way into a comfortable final resting pose, Savasana. You might splay out your legs and let your feet flop open so that they're wider apart than your hips distance. You might use your thumbs to help lengthen your lower back by tracing the sides of your spine from the mid-back to the glutes, releasing the flesh of the glutes towards the backs of the knees. Then rolling your shoulders back, flip your palms to face up, slightly away from your thighs. Walk the shoulder blades down your back ribs. And then very gently turn your head until you can find the most neutral position of your neck, where the throat is open and the back of the neck stays long. Closing your eyes, feel your skull sink into the support beneath it. With each exhale, allow your body to let go of doing, soften into being, pureness of being, Shavasana. As you continue to rest in Shavasana with eyes closed, become aware of your physical body again. Notice how it feels. Place your awareness on your breath and sense how you feel energetically right now. Tune into your mental and emotional being, what's present there. Now, as you keep listening to subtleties within, begin to rub your thumbs across your fingertips, starting with small, gentle movements, slowly waking your body up. From there, you might wiggle your toes, begin to circle your feet, or gently turn your head. In your own way, start to gently move and stretch your body. Perhaps turning over to your right side and gradually rising up to sit. Position your body in a way that you can sit feeling grounded. Your spine can be upright while your shoulders are relaxed, so your heart feels uplifted physically. Back of your skull is lifting. Then rest your hands in a way that you can relax and be present. You might stack your palms face up at the center of your lap with your thumb tips touching. You might bring the thumb and first fingers to touch of each hand, palms face down by your knees, grounding energy. Palms face up, energizing. Then choose to either close your eyes or steady a soft gaze on one spot that's not distracting, at eye level. So I'm going to share a practice that just came into my meditation practice this morning, and I hope that you'll find it helpful and uplifting. Practicing gratitude through the 7 energy centers, the 7 chakras. Begin by just sensing your body breathe naturally. And as the breath continues on its natural pace, bring your mind's eye, your imagination, to the base of your spine, where sits your root energy center. The salutation to this energy center in Sanskrit is Om Muladhara Chakra Namaha. Om Muladhara Chakra Namaha. And perhaps you chant out loud or mentally with me the seed sound, the bija mantra of your root energy center, picturing the color red, a deep blood red. Lam, 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 lam. And now offering gratitude to the ways that you are grounded in your life right now. Like what's right in front of you, your physical yoga practice, the ways that you have tools to resource yourself into a state of centeredness or calm or balance. Feel gratitude for your safety, the home you're sitting in or the space you're practicing in. Offer gratitude to all that nourishes you, the food that you intake, the breath you breathe in, the support you have around you through your different stages of life till now. And even to the past, gratitude to your ancestors who paved the way for you to be here now enjoying their fruits of their efforts. And now raise your attention to the area of your sacrum and just below your belly button, your sacral energy center. Om Svadhisthana Chakra Namaha. Om Svadhisthana Chakra Namaha. Seed sound is Vam. Chant it mentally or out loud a few times. Vam, Vam, Vam. Visualizing the color orange. Vam, 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 Vam. Bring gratitude for the awareness that your whole range of emotions bring to you. Joyful emotions that remind you what to celebrate in your life. Even fears that show you areas in which you might be constricted, or areas you might consider healing. Also, offer gratitude for your own ability to flow through the changes of life. Your ability to flow with a sense of ease in the ways that you have, in the ways that you continue and learn. Offer gratitude to all that you have relationship with. Relationships in which you feel supported and inspired. And perhaps even relationships that have taught you lessons through challenge, that have strengthened your resilience. Now lift your attention to your solar plexus, the region of your upper abdomen, area near the kidneys. Om Manipura Chakra Namaha. Om Manipura Chakra Namaha. Visualize the color yellow like a bright, fiery sun at your solar plexus, and chant the seed sound with me. Ram, 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 Ram. Bring gratitude to your own power of will and self-trust to face the challenges that you have faced and will face for the sake of healing and awakening. Honor the fire within you and the source of that fire. The fire that burns through blocks of limiting beliefs, blocks of old conditioning, blocks of inherited patterns that no longer serve you. Bring gratitude to your courage to face fear with deep love, with devotion. Now bring your attention to the center of your chest, below your sternum, and the space between your shoulder blades. There, imagine the color green, bright emerald green. This is your heart energy center. Om Anahata Chakra Namaha. Om Anahata Chakra Namaha. Chant the seed sound with me. Yum, 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 yum. I invite you to offer gratitude to your own devotion to the pureness of love. which is your true nature. Gratitude to compassion and the ability to practice it. Gratitude to forgiveness, the ways that we can forgive and can be forgiven. Gratitude to joy. Gratitude to peace. Feel the abundance of these qualities at your heart. Breathe it in and breathe it out, giving and receiving. Now lift your attention to your throat area, center of your neck, throat energy center. Picture the color blue. Om Vishuddha Chakra Namaha. Om Vishuddha Chakra Namaha. Chant the seed sound with me. Om. So the seed sound is hum, 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 hum. Invite you to bring gratitude to the creativity that flows through you, the unique ways that you express yourself, the unique talents and gifts that you have to share with this world. Bring gratitude to your ability or growth towards communicating your truth clearly and with love. Invite you to offer gratitude for your capacity to also listen wholeheartedly for others' truths. Now land your awareness towards the center between your eyebrows and just slightly above. The area of the pineal gland where sits your third eye or brow center, Ajna chakra. Here, picture the color indigo. Om Ajna chakra Namaha. Om Ajna chakra Namaha. Chant the seed sound with me, and it's Om. 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 I invite you to offer gratitude to your inner guidance, gratitude to wisdom, to insight, to knowledge, gratitude to your ability to see the bigger picture or to try to see the bigger picture. Gratitude to the ability to envision and create, actualize through visions. Lastly, bring your attention to the top of your head, where sits your crown energy center. There, picture the color violet or white. Om Sahasrara Chakra Namaha. Om Sahasrara Chakra Namaha. And the seed sound is silence. Bring gratitude to interconnectedness in all that you are a part of, the innate goodness in every being, the divine love that flows through all of life and through you and connects us all. Bring gratitude for aha moments of remembering that we're all, like Ram Dass said, really just walking each other home, and that we are all in this together. Gratitude to common humanity. Now, as you breathe in deeply, visualize the white light or violet light emanating from the crown of your head down through those 7 main energy centers to the root at the base of your spine. And from the base of your spine, see the color red rising up through the 7 main energy centers to your crown, merging with that violet or white. How do you feel after this meditation practice? Or all of your yoga practice? Take these practices with you. Any bits and pieces of them that you can resource yourself with throughout your week. Let's close now. Join your palms together at your heart. Remember the intention you came here with. Call that to mind. And remember to whom or what you dedicated this practice to. See them receiving the gifts. And let's close together chanting one Om. Inhale deeply. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.